Before we dive into the latest rumblings coming out of Berea regarding the future of this franchise, do me a huge favor and hit that like button to help support the channel. Also, I want to know exactly where the Dog Pound is checking in from today. Drop your name and city in the comments below so we can see just how far this Cleveland Browns fanbase reaches. Now, let's get right to the situation developing in Cleveland, because my sources are telling me the next 3 weeks are absolutely critical for the franchise's trajectory. We are looking at a scenario where everything is on the table. When you look at the Cleveland Browns right now, the primary conversation in league circles isn't just about the draft order, it is about the job security of head coach Kevin Stefanski. I've been told that the organization is officially weighing Stefanski's future over these final 3 games. The reality in the NFL is that numbers rarely lie, and the Browns have gone 6-25 over the past 2 seasons. That is a staggering statistic for a roster that was supposed to be contending, and it has put the front office in a position where they have to evaluate everything. Sources like Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero have echoed what I am hearing. While no final decisions have been made, the pressure is mounting. The organization knows Stefanski can coach. He is a 2-time Coach of the Year after all. But a record of that magnitude over a 24-month span usually forces ownership's hand. However, the internal dynamic here is complex. I've spoken with people close to the situation who emphasize that if owner Jimmy Haslam decides to move on, Stefanski will not be unemployed for long. In fact, if he hits the market, he would likely be a top candidate for other head coaching vacancies immediately. This puts Haslam in a difficult bind. Does he believe Stefanski is the right architect to usher in the next phase of this build with a young quarterback? If the answer is no, he risks firing a capable coach who was hamstrung by circumstances only to watch him succeed elsewhere. Haslam has previously backed Stefanski, tempering expectations by acknowledging the tough breaks the team has endured. We all know the elephant in the room here is the fallout from the failed Deshaun Watson trade. Haslam has gone on record stating, "A big trade we made didn't work out, and we're all suffering from that." That is a rare admission of failure from ownership, and it suggests that Stefanski might have a longer leash than the record implies, because the roster construction issues weren't entirely his fault. Haslam has praised Stefanski for rallying the troops during adverse times, noting that true leadership is revealed when things are bad, not good. Despite that ownership support, the on-field product recently has been concerning. The issue I'm seeing, and what sources are pointing out, is a breakdown in process. We are seeing penalties mount and routine miscues that simply shouldn't happen this late in the season. When a team stops playing sound football, that is usually an indictment of the coaching staff's ability to maintain discipline, regardless of the talent level. That is where the evaluation becomes critical. It is not just about wins and losses anymore, it is about operational competence. If the Browns look sloppy against the Buffalo Bills and down the stretch, it makes the argument for keeping the current regime much harder to sustain. This brings us to the most critical variable on the field, rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. While the Browns are mathematically eliminated from the postseason, these final games are essentially a live audition for Sanders to prove he is the undisputed franchise quarterback moving forward. He has passed for 946 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions through 4 starts. Those are rookie numbers, but they show flashes of the playmaking ability that made him such a highly touted prospect. However, the consistency isn't there yet. Sanders knows this. He recently said, "I just got to get more completions, and even whenever we're down or anything, I can't press. Just work within the game and just keep driving the ball." That is the maturity you want to hear from a young signal caller, but now he has to execute it against a high-caliber Buffalo defense. The challenge for Sanders, and by extension the challenge for Stefanski's evaluation, is that the offense is severely depleted. I can confirm that running back Dylan Sampson and tight end David Njoku are both out for this matchup. When you remove a rookie quarterback safety blanket in Njoku and his run support in Sampson, you are asking him to play with one hand tied behind his back. Furthermore, the offensive line situation remains fluid and concerning. Tackle Jack Conklin is out, and guard Wyatt Teller is questionable. If Sanders is running for his life on Sunday, it becomes incredibly difficult for the front office to fairly evaluate his progress or Stefanski's play calling. How do you judge a coach's scheme when the execution is hampered by third-string personnel? That is the question Jimmy Haslam has to answer. From a scouting perspective, what I am looking for in these final weeks is how Sanders handles the adversity of a broken pocket. In his previous starts, we've seen him try to play hero ball, which leads to those turnover numbers. Against the Bills, operating without key weapons, he needs to show he can process reads quickly and take the check down rather than forcing a highlight reel play. If Stefanski can game plan a simplified, effective offense that allows Sanders to thrive despite the injuries, that will be a massive point in his favor. Conversely, if the offense looks disjointed and Sanders regresses, the calls for a total reset in Cleveland will become deafening. Ultimately, this is a franchise at a crossroads. We are looking at a potential coaching change that could ripple across the entire NFL landscape, combined with the development of a high-profile rookie quarterback. The next 3 weeks are not meaningless games. They are the foundation for the next 5 years of Cleveland Browns football. I want to hear from you guys now. Given the injuries and the roster turnover, do you think it's fair to fire Kevin Stefanski based on this season's record, or does he deserve a full year with a healthy Shedeur Sanders to prove what he can do?